To determine if a relation is a function, you can use the vertical line test, which is where you imagine a vertical line cutting through the function. And if every vertical line you can imagine will only touch the blue line here once, then it is a function. Okay? But if you made a vertical line and it touched two different places on the blue line, then it's not a function. So yes, this one is a function. The domain represents all the possible x values. So the distinction between A and B is saying that it's a list of numbers. You could say the domain is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a list. That's a discrete list. This is not discrete though, because look, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are possible. What about 1.1 or 1.01? These are all possible x values. You could zoom in and x equals 1.01. It would touch the blue graph at that x coordinate. X equals 1.001, it would touch. So there's an infinite amount of places where it touches. So that's why we need the infinite many points one. And then when we talk about things in interval notation, we always express the smallest number, comma, the largest number. Okay, and so the smallest possible x value for this function, we actually never reach it, because see how the arrows are still going slightly diagonal? They're going a little bit up and to the left. That means eventually this graph will grow really high, but it will cross at x equals -10. And it will cross at x equals -12, just even higher up, according to this pattern. So the smallest number, we never reach it. It's -infinity. We put a comma. And then what's the largest x value that we can get? Remember, the domain is x values. So the smallest x value, you -1 billion, -1 trillion, we never reach it. We can have any possible x value that's in the negatives. You can also have any possible x value that's positive too. X equals 0, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3. Any x value is possible for this graph. It's because of the arrows, we can't draw an infinite amount of different points, so we use arrows to show that it continues on. So x equals 10, we will reach it at some point. X equals 20, we will reach it. So the highest value is infinity. Infinity is technically not a value. With interval notation, you use parentheses if you can't reach the exact value. You never reach infinity. That's why we always use parentheses around -infinity and infinity. If we want our domain to stop at 4 and x equals 4 was possible, I'd use a bracket. If x equals 4 was impossible, though, and everything slightly to the left of 4 is possible, that's where we'd use a parentheses. For this one, infinity, parentheses. Okay, and the range are all the possible y values. So y equals 4 is possible. Y equals 4.01, 4.0001. You can have y equals 4.00000001. So there's not a distinct list. We can't possibly type out all the possible y values. There's an infinite amount. So we need an interval notation, and we always talk about the smallest value, comma, the largest value. And this time it's a range, so we're talking about y values. The smallest y value that touches on this blue graph is at y equals 4. The largest y value, we never reach it. Y equals 10 is possible, 12 is going to be possible, 15 is going to be possible, 100 is going to be possible, so positive infinity, and then we need parentheses around infinity.